he needs work like everybody out here needs work, but hopefully nothing too serious.
One of those things I'm sure he wants to test it out. I'm sure you guys want to see it too, but
yeah, not today. Yeah, not today, certainly. So, you look at him inside and see how it responds here. Unfortunately, it's just muscle.
So no knees since that was the
No. As far as I know, no. Up above that, so.
Did your heart stop a little bit? I mean, that's.
Anytime anybody's down, that's not good. We had one over on the sideline too. He's fine. He's fine. But anytime anybody goes down, that's the worst part of football.
It looked like, quarterback position, taking some shots. Was that a plan? Were you kind of aggressive today?
I mean, no, those are never scripted, but they do happen, and we're improving on our protections, all those things, but certainly got work to do there. A lot of loose ends, and it's just good to be in the stadium. It's good to have a little different tempo. For some of the younger guys, this is a big deal. 10,000 people here maybe, but it's still a big deal. So it's just good to get that work in.
When you say, Cade, like a muscle thing, you're talking like the quad?
Soft tissue, yeah.
Oh.
It's tissue. It's not structural or something like that, as far as I know.
What's the status of Cooper Dejean?
Same thing. I mean, I said yesterday, we got a lot of guys out with camp injuries, so hopeful most of the guys that weren't out here will return sometime next week. And then we actually got a surprise or two. Some guys I didn't think would be out here, they were, so that was good to see.
Kirk, was Jeremiah Pittman out here today?
No, he's actually got a family conflict. They got a wedding in his family, so it's 2023, right? The world keeps changing, but Mary had about 3 siblings get married in October, and I told him I got the message. You guys don't make weddings, I did it. I was coaching, I couldn't leave.
Seth Anderson being a pleasant surprise at Kansas City?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I know exactly what you're saying, but we didn't see him in the spring, so we thought he was a really good prospect, and today's probably as good a day as he's had. He likes to show off for the crowd, apparently. But no, that was encouraging, and he works hard. He's got great attitude. The injury in the spring, which kept him off the field, but he's been out there every day this camp, and that's been really good. So he's making progress, and anybody can help our football team be better. I'm all for it.
Deshaun Lee made a few plays. Deshaun Lee has made a few plays. How have you seen him grow since last year?
Well, it's like all of our guys. That's what you're hoping for with everybody at every level. And obviously, we're all interested in what our starters are doing, but it's also interesting to see what's going on behind them and see a lot of encouraging things. So when you think about how much he's played or how much he hasn't played, or realistically, it's good for him to be out here too and a good tempo drill and do some good things.
How are you seeing that from Brian Allen during the camp?
Yes and no. I mean, I'd say it's probably his best day, most active day. Kind of like Seth, it's good to see some guys, and maybe the lights come on, they get a little better. So, we're improving a little bit more. But it's just, again, it's every position. We want to see guys growing and moving up. Because you never have enough guys and never have enough depth. And so it's encouraging.
What's your favorite part of doing this every year? Just the whole kid captain, with the kid captains before the practice?
Yeah, I mean, a reminder of that too is, whatever time this morning I'm looking out driving in here, there's people in the parking lot. Look out the window at 8:30, there are, people out there, kids in jerseys and all that. And I told the guys last night, all of us were kids at one point, and this is a big deal. So it's just a nice opportunity to interface with the people that support us and family members, all those things. And then the kid captain thing is, I had nothing to do with that, obviously, but what a great idea and concept. It's just, that was a really good initiative. They tied in with the way it's pretty cool.
Overall,
I'm sorry.
Also had a mistake. What was it like to see him kind of go through it?
Yeah, I mean, he missed a lot of time last year, which is just, obviously harder on him than anybody else. And so he's been practicing well. Back in the spring, I think. You remember I mentioned he's trying to do too much last spring. Just got back on the field. He's going to try to make every play. And we don't need him to do it. He just needs to play his position. That's really the key to defense. So yeah, he's having a really good camp. One of our senior leaders and highly respected. So yeah, just good to see him out here and good to see him healthy and practicing.
Overall, with the offensive line, is this what you've been seeing? Is this step forward, step back?
Yeah, no, I think we're a lot more mature as a group, and it's still loose edges, and that's what this is day 9, so you expect that. They're all seniors and played 3 years. there'd still be some of that going on. That's why you got to practice and go through camp. But no, I think we're a more mature group, and they're practicing well, they're focused, and there's always things to clean up. And that's the race we're running here the next 2 weeks, especially. Don't be in a game week mode.
So we know Lavis wouldn't be here, but has Deacon locked himself into the number 2, or is that still in the air?
Well, I mean, it's basically he's competing with me, so that's not a fair fight. But I mean, it really, as I said yesterday, it's been Cade and it's been Deacon. And Deacon, as you can see, he's got some really good potential, but he also hasn't played much. He's an older guy, so it's not like he's 18, just trying to figure it all out like the other 2 guys. But yeah, that's what we got right now. And then Joe will get in there and he'll do a good job as well. So I think we have a healthy situation. I just feel better when we get Joe practicing, which hopefully is this week.
How are Cade's spirits when you talk to him just briefly there? I mean, is he they back?
I'll say he's, upset, but he's not happy because he don't want to be him this time. He doesn't like not playing, he doesn't like not practicing, and I just told him injuries are part of the game. It stinks, but they're part of the game. And all you can do is all you can do. And my guess is he'll wear the training staff out the next couple days or whatever it takes.
So do you think this is more of a day-to-day type of thing as opposed to...
I'll know more next week, but yeah, I'm not alarmed right now. It's something like, oh boy, he broke his leg or something like that. That would be really significant. So I think it's just going to be one of those things we just got to take it day by day, and hopefully it's on the shorter end than the longer end.
Is that something you kind of plan on?
Oh yeah, I mean they're 2 of our better guys, better players in general, and so yeah, absolutely we'll be doing that. We like the backups that Mastranga and I mentioned yesterday. Stilianos is last year he just really in a transitional mode, but right now he's really come on and done some good things. So we got 4 guys there that we have a lot of confidence in.
Guessing you're pretty happy.
You only had 1 scholarship receiver out here. Quite a bit different this time around. Does that make you feel a little bit more comfortable with the offense?
I tried to explain that. I mean, it's a big part of what you do is based on what your personnel is, and it goes back to the way we looked coming out of spring a year ago, and then what it looked like in September. So it's not that hard to figure out. But yeah, it's good to have guys out here practicing and getting better, and it's good to see younger guys that you don't know a lot about start to show some signs. They're always going up instead of down. That's always positive. And that being said, and that's a group that's got the biggest opportunity this next 2 weeks, especially this next week, to keep improving. And we need everybody to do that, or we're going to be a winning team.
Pretty happy with the defensive line, I would expect.
Yeah, they've been practicing really well, and we got some depth there as well. So that's we're better if we can play with 6, 8, 9 guys, and I think we're going to have that. I think it's realistic for us. So it's encouraging.
Same question about the defensive backs with Cooper out. Were you pleasantly surprised with?
Yeah, it's good. And you don't want Cooper out, obviously, but if a guy gave other guys a chance to play more and us to learn more about them and get more confidence in them, and their teammates get confidence in them. So, it's always bad when a player's not out there, but it does create opportunity for. We've had a million of those today. So, I said, hopefully Cooper will be back sometime this week. I'm optimistic he will be, but in the meantime, the other guys have an opportunity to. It's always different, when you work up a level. You get in with a group that's a little bit more experienced. It's always fun to see how guys mesh when they get that opportunity.
So Rusty Fett stepped in for Connor Colby at left guard.
Yep.
For a little while. Is that where you see him fitting in with the offense? Is that left?
He'll play in the interior, and I won't read too much into what you see there right now. Other than I think, how do I put this? DeYoung's got the most position flexibility, inside, outside. He can play inside or outside. Did that last spring a while. So that's a little bit of a variable. Bunker right now we're trying to keep him in one spot. He hasn't played, so just get him in one spot and let him play there. We're trying to do that with Connor too. Although I say one spot guard either side. And then with Rusty, I think eventually he'll play all 3. Ellsbury plays all 3 inside positions. So that's kind of how we're doing it. Who can play outside and get reps, and the guys inside. And, who's going to be lining up here in 3 weeks? I got no idea, but I think we're going to have some options, and that's healthy. So instead of just whoever can show up, on Saturday, get there. But I think we're going to have some options. And just let the guys keep competing. They're doing a good job that way.
Just a couple more questions. Cade hit Vines with a couple of pretty long passes. Is that a combination that's been improved?
Yeah, I hate to bring up that injury thing, but Deontay's had the worst luck of anybody. And I'm sure there's been other guys worse luck, but he's had bad luck since he got here. Started that Achilles right off the bat. Last year it was a wrist, So right now he's been really practicing well. And we always felt like he was a good player. He just needed a chance to show it. And until guys can get on the field and then stay on the field, they don't get that opportunity. So yeah, he's been practicing really well. He's got good ability. And I think we got Nico too. So there's two guys that we know a lot about that have been here. And then the good news is we have other guys now, like the guys we talked about earlier, that are, now we're getting to learn about them, and it's encouraging. So, we still got a long way to go till game time, but at least, you see some guys in the mix, and that's good to see.
As running back, do you want to have a clear game?
I want. If we got 3, that's great. And feel really good about our first 2 guys. Jazz does some things really well. That one run he made in the bowl, I think it's kind of who he is. And then I really like our 2 young guys too that just got here, and they're. It's interesting with TJ. I think he was 185 when he got here. He's 205 now. He doesn't look a lot different, but he's just more mature now. And that's a benefit of training. And Kamari's I think you saw today. He's got some ability. Great young guy. Great young guy. Great personality. Loves football. And he's 185 coincidentally too right now. He won't be a year from now, but. Yeah, so I think we got a good room there. Really good group. Max is, it's good, healthy competition there too.
Is Parker
last question?
At right tackle? How long is Parker out, and is he too far behind at this point?
I'm sorry,
Dejon Parker.
Dejon, yeah. No, he's been out like 2 days. His challenge right now is just, he missed all that spring with the meniscus thing, so he's trying to play catch up, and he does some good things when he's in there, and then unfortunately the last 2 days he's had some leg issues, just swelling and stuff like that. So we'll play by day. He's a great young guy too, and he's again, I know we're in this new world, right? So here's a guy who's a mature guy, 5th or 6th year. I've lost track, but he's just a really good guy to have on our football team, and hopefully we can keep him on the field and get him to do some things for us.